Okay, continuing. The Tokyo Electric Power Company says radioactive water may have leaked into the sea. That's been known for 6-8 months. So they're now telling us the obvious there. And it's all drifting towards the United States, of course. In fact, the first radioactive isotopes from the water, from the ocean, actually hit just a few weeks ago, and all that debris. But they're telling people in California and Oregon and Washington, don't worry about it, it's good for you. Also, protesters march against bill that could designate them as terrorists, exercising First Amendment defined as low-level terrorism by the DOD, and we have those documents in this PrisonPlanet.com and Infowars.com article by Paul Joseph Watson, the actual memos where protesting is now an act of terrorism. Continuing, I wanted to get into this because remember the Pokemon TV show a decade ago caused seizures all over the world? Some cases, thousands of kids. Sometimes they would fall down and bust their head open and die on the spot. This is because the flicker rate of televisions it's not that it can, it always puts you into a highly suggestible state, as Darren McBreen's report a few weeks ago showed. But a lot of times it actually lowers you into an actual dream state. You're sleepwalking. And there's an article here out of the Vancouver Sun. Rash of twilight-induced seizures prompts warning at the beginning of the film because of some of the sequences they have, the flicker rate. And again, they figured this out 60, 70 years ago. I've been at the University of Texas psychology department, was shown secret stuff by an insider years ago that I covered, where they have monkeys with wires in their brains who sit there and they test flicker rates on them to make it more highly suggestible, and they euthanize them afterwards. So when you're watching television, especially broadcast TV, especially high-def TV, it's no joke, folks, what they can do with that. Okay, continuing here, I wanted to end the transmission with something interesting. Woolly mammoth to be brought back to life from cloned bone marrow within 5 years. Scientists believe it may be possible to clone a woolly mammoth within 5 years after finding well-preserved marrow in the thigh bone recovered from permafrost soil in Siberia, Russia. Very, very interesting, and they're talking about trying to do it with some of the prehistoric dinosaurs because they may be able to have new technologies they're developing to be able to uncrystallize fossilized DNA and then rebuild it and do it. But what kind of ancient viruses or other microplasms could this release? What can releasing genetically modified insects and mosquitoes do? I mean, what has GMO crops already done, especially when those directing this build Trojan horses into the vaccines and GMO foods? But it is amazing and very, very interesting. All right, great job to the crew. That's it for this edition of Infowars Nightly News. Lord willing, we'll be back tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central. The system more and more wants to censor this information because we're actually having effect. So please don't forget that we are listener supported. Even if you don't become a subscriber at PrisonPlanet.tv to see it first, and almost 9 years of films and material that are posted at PrisonPlanet.tv, you can certainly spread the word about Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com and pay forward this information. All right, great job with the crew. I'm Alex Jones signing off from the front lines of the Infowar. Until tomorrow, vaya con Dios.
What's up with these sorry politicians? Lots of bark, but when it's showtime, whimpering like little shih tzus. You want big cuts. Ron Paul's been screaming it for years. Budget crisis? No problem. Got $1 trillion year one. That's trillion with a T. Department of Education? Gone. Interior, Energy, HUD, Commerce? Gone. Later, bureaucrats. That's how Ron Paul rolls. Want to drain the swamp? Ron Paul. Do it.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.